Strap in. We consider Storm when we're casting for the movies. We consider Storm when we're making comic books. When this cover for the big blockbuster summer comic book event, Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals, when this comic book came out, you guys can see just who they put on the cover there. There's a whole lot of skin complexions which don't look like hers. Storm Aurora Monroe. That's the only one that they have who's got a dark skin complexion. How did she become so must have? And the reason excuse me, that was a hiccup. The reason, guys, is because they used her and they respected her, and she kept repeating after media appearance until where it got to the point where they said, we're gonna do this whole group shot of people and Storm has to be inside of it, where we're going in Comic-Con talking about what mutants they're going to use, and Storm casting has to be considered when we're talking about this mutant. It's must have. She went from a black woman, which is undesirable, to ungoddamn deniable. I stole that from Cody Rhodes. You guys know I stole that from Cody Rhodes, the pro wrestler. This is important. This is actually important for a couple of reasons. There's something else I noticed, okay? Because usually Marvel does these group shots and then they'll sprinkle in the ethnicities other than Caucasians. But because the goal was, okay, we got to have the mutants represented from the X-Men team, the Avengers team, and the Eternals team. All right, well, we're only going to use the top ones from those, right? Then it's showing, then it's telling. It's like, oh, that's a lot of white skin there. I want to say Cersei is of an Asian descent. It's but if we're just talking skin complexion, then my point is still valid. It still stands. Okay. You can't all right, that's a so we can say two just to be, I guess, whatever. Two. Okay. So she's must have, she's undeniable. Isn't that so? Isn't that the truth? Cool. Now, for everyone who's thinking about we need to recast or we need to cast, excuse me, a Professor X and a Magneto who aren't white anymore. We need them to be dark. That brings me to this. You guys notice how the seat I'm sitting on is no longer that dark blue. Nope. This video, it's a different color. That's what it is. Guys, next video, are you going to remember that for a brief moment in Chillmonger history, the media appearance of this seat was covered in a white like sheet? No. What relevance, what like popularity, what did it do for the white seats of the Chillmonger video library? What did it do for it? Nothing. Media appearances are in every other iteration and every iteration in the past in the last 3 years since January 8th of 2019 when I started this channel. I've always been sitting on a dark, if I'm sitting on on one of these sofas, it would have been a dark seat. I've done others on like chairs and stuff, but, and I've done others where I wasn't even in the video. Okay, but my voice was there. What does it mean? I will pull this. You guys want Black Magneto? Cool. Aren't they doing X-Men 97, the animated series? They're rebooting it. He's going to be white there. Let's say this movie franchise dies off in 10 years or 20 years. Let's be optimistic. We'll have 20 straight years of a Black Magneto. When they reboot it, what are they going to do? You can get a white guy. They're gonna say, oh, we'll do the Jewish guy. I want Storm. I want you to take some black skinned character and use that character so much where it becomes this abundantly necessary to feature her. I want Storm. Marvel Comics did representation correctly for her. They uplifted her in a great comic book called Giant Size X-Men, which our racist friends with YouTube channels would have never bought today because it would have, what is this thing? This disgusting thing. They're just too young back then to be racist, hateful pieces of shit. And so they purchased that and they recognized and they've embraced Storm. Also had a top tier writer named Chris Claremont writing it, which signaled. Oh, I'm wrong about that one. Not in 75, not in 75. But as far as the elevation of the character, Chris Claremont did some great writing, which signaled and used her and featured her in prominent ways alongside Cyclops and Wolverine and the White Crew, which signaled to the comic book reading audience that this is important. If a movie now can use, let's say, Gentle, the Wakandan mutant, not very popular, but if they can use him in a proper way, he gets featured in a Black Panther franchise. He gets featured in the X-Men franchise. He makes a multiple appearances, defeats some villains. He's got those second most lines in a movie, maybe even the first. That would be great. Let's let's not get crazy though. But if we can do that, then one day Gentle, the mutant from Wakanda, will no longer be where he is, and he'll be, yo, I can't believe they left Gentle out. That's weird. You know how out of place it would be if Cyclops was not in this image? But he is in this image. Let's get there after year of media appearances, folks. That's what we do. This is a video to Onzo of the YouTube channel Big Afford Entertainment and LB, I got him. Just for you, LV. Is there any more points I need to make? No, I think that's let's get Storm. Let's get a black actor for Magneto, white actor for Magneto and Professor X. Let's get black actors for Gentle. Let's advocate to get Frenzy. Let's advocate to get mutants like Sync, mutants like Darwin, mutants who are don't get the shine that they get. Bishop don't get the shine they deserve. Monet. And then when we cast those mutants in the movies, and just one, not all of them, we cast one of them guys, show the audience how important they are. Give them substantial lines. The same way you showed me Scarlet Witch is important from her Avengers Age of Ultron all the way up until Multiverse of Madness. You let me know she's an important character, didn't you? You gave her time to develop movie after movie. She had lines. She had her solo little show. She was the main villain of Doctor Strange. You let us know that character. You can do the same thing now with the mutants who have dark skin. Do that. I'm not going to celebrate Professor X and Magneto. Yes, for this iteration, this version, we got some skin color that's not white, which has been abundantly over representative in our movies. I'm not going to celebrate that because long term that doesn't do anything. Long term, it's this. It's this. It's this. Next video, I promise you, this is not going to be on the sofa. You're not even going to remember that. It's okay. That's what this is. I said something about Marvel and the way that they do diversity. I find that it's more like they throw some quantity at you. So yeah, we know the position of dark-skinned characters in their media, in their whole entire platform, publishing company. It's not that good. Black Panther and Storm are like two in their top 20 of black characters. If you want to go to the top 30, maybe we could say Blade. Miles Morales Spider-Man is a weird one because he calls himself Spider-Man, but like when they do it's quantity. It's look, on February, we're gonna do this comic book called Marvel Voices Legacy. We got Sam and we've got characters who I'm forgetting, I'm slipping my name on, Monica Rambeau and Night Thrasher, the Black Panther. And then when you read this comic book, you open the pages, you'll see that they dedicate like 1 page, 2 page to each. You get a little Falcon story where he's fighting the Taskmaster. We'll skip ahead. Wait, what happened to the Falcon story? It's done. We get a 1 pager here with Monica Rambeau. That's an advertisement. But we get a 1 pager for Monica Rambeau. She says who she is, why she calls herself Spectrum. And then we go to the next page, and all of a sudden it's a whole like, oh, I bet you didn't know this character was black and this comic book writer. Let's have an interview. Let's see what they got to say about it. That was their version of diversity, which is pathetic and it didn't really succeed in anything. Hey, Cecilia Reyes, here's another mutant character that has dark skin. This is her time to show out. This little page was not going to be enough to get her to Storm, who is must have. Okay, Storm was featured in Uncanny X-Men for pages, for issues and years. Do that to reverse this abundance of overly white representation, overly white to the demographic of United States population. That's what overly white means. Like, yeah, you got a lot of you guys got triggered. You guys are ready to go. I finally got Killmonger. Yes, he's nothing but a bigot. He's just like us. I mean, yeah, overly white representative of population. United States. The movie-going audience for the most part. That's who make these movies. It's a worldwide box office, though. It is a worldwide box office, so maybe we'll be generous. We'll just keep it at the United States. Shout out Brie Larson. Speaking of Brie Larson, here's a video you should probably watch. It's the same video where she says the dreaded words, I don't hate white people. I don't hate white dudes. Remember that? When she said that? She said, I don't need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him in A Wrinkle in Time. This is the video right here. She's got some statistics. Important.